call is coming from inside the house.
On this episode of Simply Necessary Conversations.
So, something that you got me into for today's trending topic in our new, we have to acknowledge that we're in a new setting.
Yes.
Thanks to my friend Tabria, we're in a new setting.
Yeah.
But trending topic, you started watching this while I was knee deep in doing his hair.
Mm-hmm.
Unknown caller, or wait, I gotta get the official name.
Yeah.
Unknown number.
Do you know what it was?
Apparently not. You don't know what it was. You started watching it.
I
But
can't remember.
Unknown number, the High School Catfish. There we go. There it is. Which everybody has been talking about. Everyone has their hot takes.
Because it was crazy.
I don't want to spoil it for people, but at this point, if you didn't watch it, you probably already saw the spoilers on TikTok.
Yeah. Well, we'll try not to do spoilers, because some people,
We're doing spoilers.
Okay,
There's no way to
all
talk
right.
about it without doing a spoiler.
Okay, well.
Basically, the documentary starts out, this girl, young girl, like I think they were 13, has this guy boyfriend.
Yeah.
They start dating. Then
They actually knew each other from
childhood.
Like
yeah.
they had known each other pretty much all their lives.
But they start dating. All of a sudden, the girl and the guy start getting these creepy texts from this unknown number about, like y'all should break up, saying all types of crazy
the
stuff.
first text was you weren't invited to the party because the boy
had
a best female friend that didn't like his girlfriend, so she was having this big party.
Crazy that he went to the party, but that's a whole side note.
Yeah, that part. But so he was invited to the party and
Yeah.
she wasn't, and so the first text was mocking her that she was not invited
And
to the party.
I believe these texts went on for 22 months.
Long time.
Of this unknown number stalking the girl, stalking the boyfriend. They ended up breaking up because of the text. He gets a new girlfriend. That girlfriend ends up getting stalked. And there's this whole investigation. They suspect Chloe. I thought it was Chloe. I definitely thought it was
I
Chloe.
kept saying that it was his dad because they never show his dad.
Yeah, but
on
when
camera.
they said Chloe was already the school bully, I was like, okay, then it's Chloe. And then
Well,
her
at
parents were
first.
also kind of giving my daughter's better than everybody. So I thought it could have been
her
her.
parents seemed like bullies. Like the mom,
Well, yeah.
she seemed like she might.
Apparently, something that didn't make it into the documentary is that the mom actually dressed up as the other mom for Halloween, which, when you get to the end, it's kind of like,
Well, she kind of deserved
but it also is a little bit bully creepy because your daughter was involved, the other kids were involved. Like, it seems a little inappropriate that you're making light
her
of
mom
such a
gave me girl
serious.
vibes. Like Chloe's mom seemed mean. To
But
me.
anyway, they suspect the kid, they're suspecting a whole bunch of people. Finally, the FBI gets involved. They track the number, they track the person down. And it was the girl who was in the relationship with the boy the whole time's mom.
Her mom was doing that to her.
And no one really, I felt like no one in the documentary for one reason, I didn't understand why she was even in it. That's the first thing, because she wanted attention. Her whole thing was she wanted
always
attention.
blows you because all this build up, and you think it's going to be some outside person, and she's doing interviews just like everybody else, almost like her
And
daughter
her
was a victim,
interviews
and she
were
was a
so
victim.
just like, I was so upset with this school. Girl, it was you.
Like, but that lets you know that she was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Like, she was off her rocker.
But I was shocked that they even, like, I wouldn't have even wanted her to be a part of it just because her whole thing was seeking attention. So it just seemed like it was getting
I'm a documentary maker, I absolutely want her to
it
be
made
a part
for
of
a
it.
good documentary.
Because that's what made it so shocking at the end, is that she actively participated knowing she was the villain the whole time. Like, what?
And even once it was revealed it was her, like, you could tell she was just like, well, I had a rough childhood 16 years ago, Kendra. Like, we're not even 16 years ago.
She had
30 years ago.
She had postpartum a long time after the baby or something, because like it messed up. She was crazy.
But everyone is making fun of the fact that this situation would have been different if some different folks would have been involved.
Oh, absolutely.
Because the girl, that's not my mama no more. You would be in jail and you would never hear from me again.
I think that was the saddest part about the whole thing, was that her daughter still, because kids and people want a mama. People want a mama. People can say as long as they got loving people, as long as they got a good supportive family, other good supportive family. People want a mom. Everybody that I've ever met, no matter how trifling their mother is, if they can find a way to still love their mother, they do. And that's what broke my heart, because after this girl finds out that her mom has destroyed her life, she still wanted to have a relationship with her, and that was so sad.
And also something that I feel like wasn't touched on in the actual documentary was the fact that this lady is a whole PDF. She was sending such sexually explicit text messages to these kids, including her daughter. And also, it was very clear that she wanted Owen the whole time.
Something
was really weird about that.
Aspects of the text. She was trying to encourage her daughter to commit
Yeah.
suicide. Like, she literally was telling her own daughter to kill herself. So that she had issues, and the fact that she was out, like, I don't know how she's supporting herself or what she's doing now, but like, to me, she should be a pariah for the rest of her life.
And like destroyed the whole town, because the town was only two people big. Like, it destroyed the whole town.
And the whole town was turned upside down.
But
notice there were no dark-hued people.
Dark hued.
There were no dark-hued people participating in this whole
because I feel like
episode.
I don't want to say that black people don't get bullied, because black people definitely do get bullied.
Yeah, it happens.
But it's usually in a different type of. It's in a different way.
Well, see, I feel like there was no dark-hued people in there because let's just use our sanctified imagination and pretend that you're Chloe. You got accused of the crime.
But I wouldn't be Chloe,
and
but yeah.
You were innocent. I'm flipping tables. I'm moving furniture. Like, what are you talking about? I feel like, and then too, once I found out that the girl's mom was the one that was doing all of that and set my child up for being accused of a crime and all that, she would have begged them to put her in jail.
Forget Chloe. What about Owen's parents? They weren't mad enough for me.
And that too.
The whole situation is just everyone online is saying that nobody was as mad as they should have been. The only person that actually gave the anger is the dad. But even if I was the dad, I would have been way more mad.
But
in
see,
that
the
moment.
dad, when they found out, when everything came out, it was lucky for her that the police were there, and I could read him. He told her, "You need to leave. You need to leave while they're here." And I was feeling him, because I'm like, "Yeah, you need to leave while they're here," because he knew that if they hadn't been there, he probably would have done something.
And even in that moment when she's being like, she basically just fesses up to the police and saying like, "Yep, I did it,"
and then
clinging on to the
daughter. Her daughter. You're the one that caused all the pain, and you're gonna she. It was mind blowing. I feel like that girl is gonna have some deep psychological. I don't know who's gonna ever want to date her after this. Yeah. Because hopefully she can get to the point where somebody will date her, but not if she continues to want to have a relationship with her mom though. If she keeps insisting on being about her mom. No guy is gonna want to deal with that. And then, even though she's not processing it now, how are you ever gonna trust your mom around another person that you date?
First of all,
and I would never trust my kid. Like, just think, because this lady literally was trying to encourage her daughter to commit suicide.
Her job was cyberbullying her own kid. That's crazy. And then
lied about everything.
And then the fact that nobody knew she didn't have a job. To me, whenever something like that happens, I'm shocked. Because number one, I'm simply just nosy.
Yeah.
I'm looking at everything.
Never
I'm looking at your phone.
Job.
I'm looking at when you're on the computer. What you do? What will happen at work? I'm just too nosy to not realize that you don't have an entire job. Yeah. No one ever I know she might have worked from home, but no one ever came home during the day.
And then how did she account for not having checks coming in? Where's the money?
He wasn't looking at the money. He wasn't checking the money.
That's
she
the
handled the
scary
finances.
Part is that he trusted her with her, and that's what my heart goes out to that man, because I know how it feels to trust someone completely, and then to find out how dangerous it was to trust them.
But what I don't understand as just maybe married people don't do this. I'm not gonna be one of those married people that y'all don't both look at this type of stuff.
In our household, your other parent never.
But to me, that's
never looked
insane.
at anything.
That is crazy.
But unlike Kendra's mom, unlike Kendra, that was the mom.
Yeah.
Unlike Kendra, I was trustworthy. I never spent any money in a shady kind of way. I never, he knew that I was never going to do anything that he needed to worry about. Now, I, on the other hand, thank God, thank God that I was the one that was handling the money and doing everything, because I was a trustworthy person.
But something else that I do want to know about the documentary that a lot of people didn't know if they just watched it and didn't watch follow-up stuff or read follow-up stuff. After you get it revealed that it is the mom, you immediately think, how did nobody suspect her? Because there were signs that things could have been going on.
The other girl's mom said that she felt
but
like it was her.
A lot of people, like people at the school, were saying that it could have been her because she was like showing up to the school at odd times of the day, just like making up excuses of why she was at the school. She was still going to Owen's games after they broke up.
Like
people,
she was his girlfriend.
For the sake of making it more dramatic, they kind of took some of the info out so that way it was more of a big
just
reveal.
like all the reality shows, they edited it so that we would be on.
She was definitely on a lot of people's list of it could be her, which makes it even. I mean, I guess as a husband and as a daughter, you wouldn't want to believe it if people are saying that it could be your own mom.
Well, just think,
but
if somebody had told you a lot of stuff that we found out, like if somebody had told you. Some of it would have been like, oh, okay, but a lot of it, people can shock you.
Once again, I'm just too nosy to get got like that.
Yeah.
I'm just way too like.
But if you're like her, because I've experienced it, if you're like her, you know how to tell such grand lies and throw out red herrings so well that people don't suspect
There's this thing called looking through a phone. That apparently nobody employed.
Yeah, that part.
Like, I am way too nosy to not know if something was
People
going on.
People are going to hate me for saying this, but I'm going to say this, and you do what you want to do. If you have a significant other and you don't have free access to their phone,
the passcode,
then you're in trouble.
You need to be in it.
You're in trouble. Now, that's not going to keep you from getting a separate phone that you don't know about, but their phone, if you can't, if it rings and you can't pick it up and answer it, if it dings because there's a message, you got a problem.
If your phone is dead and you can't just grab up their phone,
or if you go for the phone and they panic, you got a problem. And I'm just telling you.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you because, and then even if you can do all of that, you could still have a problem because I did.
Well, but see, I feel like what's interesting to me as her being a kid is that maybe I'm just super nosy and super weird. I don't even know if you know this, but as a child, I would go through y'all's phones all the time.
But see, I never felt the need. Well, you had my password. You got my password.
No. I mean, like, I would go through to look for tea. Like, I was looking to see, are y'all on up and up?
Did you ever find anything? No, because...
No, I didn't find anything on your phone. I never found anything on his phone either.
But you probably didn't have access to his phone in the same way because we were together all the time.
Well, at the point that smartphones were into play, I had a life, so I didn't really care what y'all were doing.
And
but
he was kind of not,
I wasn't looking through the phones in that way. But back in the flip phone era, y'all was definitely getting checked, and if something would have needed to be clocked.
Well, and see, when you are not trying to hide anything, like...
But y'all never cared about me having you. Like, I was just playing on it.
Like, you got the passcode.
But I don't understand as a kid, like, how you... Like, there's times where I might just pick up your phone. Oh, I need to Google something, and your phone's closed, and I'm just, like, going through it.
Not with my phone. I literally unfriended certain people on social media until you got older because some of the stuff that they would post was very risque, like friends. And they were adults. They could post whatever they want to. But I literally... Because that was during the time when I did stuff predominantly on the computer.
Like on the big Mac.
And like a couple of times I'm like, oh, if Imari had seen that. So like I unfriended a lot of people. I have since, some of them sent me new friend requests and I accept them. But when you were a kid, I unfriended a lot of people because I felt like their stuff, I knew that you would look at any time. You could log into my stuff. And I unfriended them until you got older. Now, it is what it is.
Well, I think the moral of this story is check that phone. Mm-hmm. Check it if it's your mama, your daddy, your boyfriend, your husband.
If it's suspicious, then... go with your gut. Yeah. Don't let people make you say, you don't trust people.
You don't have to be toxic. But like a girl like me, I'm gonna ask a question.
You better check.
And it needs the answers need to line up.
Yeah, show up at the job unannounced. Yeah.
That's another thing too, is when people say that they don't know, they either don't know what their significant other does, or they've never been to their job, or they've never seen them actively working.
And don't be fooled. Oh, but he wears a ring. There's that heifer.
Well, that don't even matter.
Like that don't matter.
That hasn't
literally. No. And then this is the other thing. Somebody said to me. I won't say who said it. They said to me.
Let me see if I can guess.
You'll be able to guess. Well, he was giving you all the money, so like because I said
I know what you're talking about.
I wondered how long things were going on. Yeah, well, he was giving you all the money. I said, you don't understand, sir. You don't understand that there are these people out there. He ain't got to have money. He just got to have male genitalia. Like
Anyway, we're gonna move on now.
People think that it's a money thing sometimes. Like you can't
But
have
no,
a woman.
there are girls
There's
that
girls
like,
that take care.
there
There
are
are women that take
there
care
are
of
girls
men. So
that
that's
are that like to know that he's already been had.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I think they have a crush on you, and he's the closest thing they can get to you. But we gonna
Anyways,
move on.
let me put y'all on. If y'all, I don't want to say if y'all like that documentary because I feel like
If you found it
if you found it intriguing, then this audiobook / novel is for you. Okay. I've been listening to it. I'm on like the last couple of chapters, and every time I think it's gonna zig, it zags, and I don't know who to trust. I don't know who to believe. But it's called None of This Is True by Lisa Joelle, I think is how you say her name. She's a British author. This is all set in like the UK. And it's like modern day. It's like 2019, 2020 era. And it's basically about this lady going out for her birthday dinner, notices this other lady who's also celebrating the same birthday the same year. They realize, oh, we've been born in the same place, like same time, whatever. Like, oh, it's such a crazy coincidence. One of the ladies is a podcaster. Irony. One of the ladies is a podcaster. The other lady's just like, oh, like I'm about to change my life. Like you got to interview me. And the lady's just kind of like, what are you talking about, sis? Like, what's so interesting about your life? You're just like a regular like housewife. What do you do? But it goes on this whole journey of the lady is crazy, but then the family is crazy, but then the kids, like everybody is crazy. And it's almost like Only Murders in the Building of how it's like a true crime podcast, but it takes so many different shapes. And the way that they did the audiobook is really well done of like there's good transitions and the music is used well and like the voice actors do a great job and it's very interesting.
I've never listened to an audiobook, but what you just said just hit me. So like when you read the book, obviously you only hear the sounds in your head.
Yeah.
Never thought about that they could add sound effects
it kind of
to the
depends
audiobook.
on what the audio, like who wrote it and who produced it, because there's been some audiobooks that I listened to where it's just straight, they're just reading. But there are audiobooks like this one where it's a little bit more produced and like because it's a podcast, they make it sound like, okay, now this person is like, this is a clip from the podcast and it sounds a little bit different. Yeah. It's very immersive. I like listening to audiobooks as somebody that has like an hour and a half commute sometimes to get to work. It keeps my brain alive and active and I don't get like sleepy and drowsy like I would if I was listening to music and like mindlessly kind of just being there. Yeah. You have to be present when you're listening. And also, I used to love reading, but now I don't really have time for it. But when you have an audiobook, you can be at the gym. You can be
now
whatever.
I'm intrigued. I'm sure somebody has done a study as an educator. I'm now intrigued if you get the same benefits from listening to an audiobook that you would get from reading. I'm wondering how different, how similar that is.
In terms of like reading or writing techniques and stuff?
Like if younger kids, for instance. If they just did, or not only, but like if they did predominantly audiobooks versus actually reading the text, I wonder how the brain is affected.
To me, it's a little bit different. I prefer actually reading the text because I feel like it helps me in my own writing when I have to write stuff and think creatively.
Well, and see, that's the part that would be missing because they wouldn't see the text.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And like, I feel like you process it a little bit less, where it's almost like if you're telling me a story, I'm listening, but at some points I could be thinking about something else, or I could kind of, but I still know what's going on, but I'm not being
I guess
super
we
present.
just processed through and analyzed and got our own answer, because then they're not gaining, seeing that vocabulary and seeing the words. So, yeah. So, anyway.
Exactly.
But I would rather them do that than not be exposed to books at all. But
yes,
anyway.
it's for us living in a busy world where everything is on demand and streaming and blah, 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 blah. I feel like audiobooks are just becoming more and more popular. But it's convenient. So if you want to read, but you don't have time to read, then...
So you remember when you were a kid, I used to play books in the car for you, or like give you the book to read along with? No. You remember that? Yeah, I used to do that. I don't have no idea what you're talking about. When we like had to travel or any amount of distance, I would give you the book and play it on my car.
Did I not know how to read?
This is how, when you first started reading, this was before you could read.
I'm like, why am I listening to it?
I'm proud to say you were reading by 4, but like when you were a little kid, I would give you the book and I would play the cassette. This is how long ago this was. I would play the cassette so that you could follow along in the book instead of just being in the car like, whatever and stuff. So like, yeah. Anyway, I just remember that as
a childhood memory that I don't remember.
Well, you were reading by 4, so this would have been before you were 4.
See, I feel like I don't have memory before 4.
Yeah, so that's probably why you don't remember.
I can't remember. I think it's because my days were so much the same. Like I was with family so much, and I didn't go to daycare or anything that I don't like. It all just seems like the same day.
Long. The same
Maybe
long
that's
day.
bad. I don't know, but it just seems like this. I did the same thing every day.
Not every, girl, do you know how many lines I sit in? And
No,
Disney
I
World
think
for the Doodle Bops and
I
Hannah
think
Montana
my
and all that?
first
You need something
memory,
different.
my first memory that was like out like a true like distinctive memory is going to see the Wiggles.
The Wiggles, the Doodle Bops,
The Doodle,
the
yeah.
Fresh Beat Name
Or
and Nickelodeon or
Choo Choo
Disney.
Soul with Genevieve.
all
I remember
of
that.
it,
I remember
all
doing
of it.
that.
And
Yeah.
I remember because it was hot, and a lot of times I would have to stand in line holding you because they wouldn't let the strollers be in the line at Disney World. So yeah, I remember.
I remember waiting in that line for the Doodle Bops, and then they told us we couldn't get in. You started crying.
I was about to cry. That's one of my.
You were more sad than I was.
That
I
was
just
one of
like,
my,
oh.
a stranger doing something truly selfless because we got up to the front of the line and they cut off the line and said, we can't take any more people. And I was about to cry, literally, because we had stood in that line or sat and stood in that line for hours.
It was hours.
And shout out to moms because the mom who I had befriended standing in the line, they came out after they had told us we couldn't come in. They came out and was like, come on in. And I was trying to figure out, well, what happened? The mom that was standing in front of us said that when she found out they didn't let us in, she told them to go get me. She would hold her child in her lap so that we could have
That was
a
a
seat.
nice lady.
I
Where
don't
are
know
you,
that
lady?
wherever you are. If you see this and you know that's you, hit me up because I was so grateful. I couldn't even watch the show. I was so emotional because, honey, we had been in the sun. It was hot, and she
And
told
then
us
I'm
to
a
come
kid,
get
so I was just like, oh, I get
you
to
was
see
just
the
happy
Doodle Bops.
because, honey, yeah. But anyway, that was a what is that? The one they have a phrase for it. I can't remember. Kindness of strangers. That's not what I'm looking for, but basically that.
Interesting. And the other first memory I have, which ironically doesn't involve you, which is very rare, is that the first movie I remember seeing is Wall-E in theaters.
Because I went from one of my very rare.
And I think I remember it because normally I was always with you, but I was not that day because you want to hang out with your friends.
I finally was breaking free and had a girls' night with some of my friends.
And I remember me, Sabrina, and other person took me to the movie. And I remember watching because I think the whole time I was subconsciously wondering what you were doing because I was only like 4, and I was just like, "Where's my mommy?" But I also was excited because I really wanted to see the movie.
Yeah.
But that's the first movie that I remember seeing.
Yeah.
Don't remember any other movie that I saw at that age in theaters. But moving on to what had happened was, if this phone slides one more time, I'm gonna lose it.
Keep putting it there.
Well, where else am I gonna put it?
On the side.
But this is a Reddit post. I've gotten really deep into my Reddit days. I don't know what's happening to me.
I'm not even.
But this person
I know
asked.
there is a Reddit, but I don't.
You don't know what Reddit is?
I know that it exists, but I'm not.
It's like a
active
discussion posts forum thing. Anyways,
Yeah.
the popular thing, am I the a-hole? Someone asked for advice, and of course we can give them advice, because why wouldn't we be able to? But someone said
They don't have to take it. Whatever.
yeah, exactly. Sorry to whoever this is if we hurt your feelings. But am I the a-hole for having a crush on my boss while I'm engaged? I'm gonna start out by saying yes, but let's continue. I am engaged to be married, guys! Exclamation point. She's happy, I guess. I am fully about to go into planning my wedding with my partner, who I love dearly. He's comfortable. We don't have this crazy chemistry and intimacy. That's odd. But he is my home. He is where I find comfort, and I can't imagine my life without him. But guys, I have the biggest crush on my boss. He has no idea, and I never show it, even the slightest. But I dream about him, and I can't stop thinking about him. Is it normal? Is this just a phase? I will never act on my feelings, and I would never, ever cheat. But are these feelings normal, or should I rethink my entire relationship? I think you should wrap it on up. What do you think?
Look, I gotta adjust for this one. So, it is not crazy or weird to be in a relationship and still find someone else attractive.
It's crazy to have a crush.
What is weird is to have a crush to the point that you're dreaming about this person and to say or to try to rationalize that you can't live without the person that you're with, because clearly that person is just convenient to me.
I think I don't understand if you're truly in love with the person you're with, which you already said y'all got chemistry and intimacy issues, which I think is a major
Because
issue.
you're getting ready now to have that later in a marriage. Okay, it ebbs and flows, but you're just getting ready to marry a person, and you already
As a what I'm assuming to be young person.
yeah.
Well, to me that's an issue. But anyway, we'll table that because that's something for y'all to work out if y'all choose to work it out. But I feel like if you're truly in love with someone in a certain type of way, you don't even see other people in the same way that you would have seen them if you were single. It's a completely different experience. If you see some, like, obviously there's going to still be attractive people in the world, but they almost gonna be like looking at a labubu. Hey, the labubu's over there. That's cool. That's great. I don't want it though.
I don't think that you're in love if you can have that much of an attraction to someone else. Like I said, you're gonna always recognize who's attractive. Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa. Like you can't look at him and not know.
Aaron Pierre. You know he's a daddy. Papa.
Well, I joke about that because the man is gorgeous, but you can't look at him and not know he's handsome. But at the same time, if you're thinking more about him than your significant other, you're not in love with your significant other because the math don't math on that.
And how are you dreaming about somebody when you're in bed with somebody else? That's a little crazy. That's a little.
Now there is such a thing in your dream state, your subconscious mind, where like stuff will come. Like you can dream crazy stuff in your subconscious, but your subconscious kind of tells you what you really want.
It depends on what is your boss in your dream doing.
Yeah, like your subconscious kind of tells you what you really want. At least my dreams, if I dream about certain things, when I wake up, I'm fully aware of, I dreamed about that because that's where my head is. Like, that's what I'm thinking about. So I feel sorry for the person that she's about to marry because she's clearly either not in love with that person at all, or at best just unsure. And if you're unsure, don't do that to somebody.
They're clearly not ready to be married. I don't know. I feel so bad for that man because he probably is thinking that they have a healthy,
and he may be
flourishing relationship
and have no idea.
And she's over here daydreaming about her
boss. Her boss. I mean, and it's not even like it's some distant stranger or somebody.
It's not like it's.
This is somebody that you
not like
see every day.
It's one of those people that have like a weird obsession with Chris Brown and like will be like, oh, screw my boyfriend because I love Chris. Like it's not even like that where the person is.
This is somebody that is. And I was gonna say he's attainable, and you're gonna see him on the regular
every day. He might come to. He might be at the wedding.
Yeah. So like, what happens if said boss decides that he's also interested in you, and now you have drug future husband. Hopefully not future husband, because hopefully you'll like see this and call this whole thing off. But like you are messing with somebody else's life. That's not fair.
I feel like unless you're 100% ready to walk down the aisle, you should not even be considering it. You shouldn't even be thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because it's not like their issues are finances or like.
And it's not like they've been married for a while and now she's starting to like regret the decision. You ain't even married this person yet. Like you haven't even married this person yet. Cause let me just tell y'all, in marriages, relationships, whether you're long term, you're gonna have days where you're kind of like, But
see, obviously I haven't been in that position.
You haven't been in
but
the situation.
I think if you have those sort of issues
deep, if it goes that deep.
But I feel like if you truly love somebody, you're not going to have ups and downs unless there's some external factor that is causing the ups and downs.
Let the old lady tell you.
I feel like
there's going to be ups and downs, but they should not be ups and downs to the point that you're ready to end the relationship.
But I feel like there's plenty of people that are in marriages where they don't have issues, like where they genuinely like each other.
Those people are. I do not know those people.
Well, that's unfortunate.
I'm like Keke Palmer. I do not know those people. There's no such thing as a marriage where there's no issues. There's no such thing as that.
When I say no issues.
Now, when I say, we may be saying the same word, but mean a different thing.
I don't mean like you're falling out. Like, when I say no issues, I mean like there could be like, oh, y'all fall on hard times money-wise, or someone's family member is being messy or something.
In a marriage, they can just start to get on your nerves real bad.
But see,
not to the point that you want to leave them or don't be with them, hopefully. But, okay, there's nobody in the world other than my mama that I love more than you. But you get on my nerves sometimes.
That's a little bit different.
I feel like it's a different relationship, but it's the same thing. There are times when
I feel like there's a difference between your family that you have to be with versus someone that you choose to be with.
Okay, and that actually kind of swings more my way because no matter what you do, you're gonna always be my child, and I'm never gonna not be riding for you. Never. That's never gonna happen. Which is why sometimes our blow-ups, when we have an argument, can get big because no matter what, at the end of the day, I'm going to be your mama, you're going to be my daughter. So, like, that's unbreakable. But that's why I say I feel like... But when you're talking about a significant other And I'm not saying if you have, and I'm not saying in a situation where you're being abused. I'm not saying in a situation where somebody is lying to you. Whatever. I'm just saying on a day-to-day basis, there's going to be times that you have small disagreements that are not immediately resolved. They're going to get on your nerves, but at the end of the day, it's not enough to end the relationship.
But I don't consider somebody temporarily getting on your nerves about a specific thing being an issue. Like that's not what I
so that's why I said
as an
we
issue.
might be saying the same word.
I
but
feel like
meaning
an
different
issue
things.
is just like I don't love you anymore.
Well,
To
no,
me,
that goes beyond issue. But like, yeah, so we're saying the same word, but we're defining it different. When you say issues, you mean one thing, and when I say issues, I'm meaning something else.
Yeah, I don't think people are ever going to be perfect, but I think it's just like you argue about it, you get over it, wrap it up. We're moving on now.
Don't let it drag out. But I also, my advice to someone is, if you get to the point where the bad days outweigh the good,
well, obviously,
then you may need to break camp. Like you may need to break camp, or at least, if not that, seek counseling or get someone, because you need to bring in someone that is unbiased, seek counseling, whatever stuff. Don't let it fester, because if you let it fester, then it gets out of control.
And I feel like their relationship is done for anyway, because how do you not have chemistry and intimacy with someone that you're about to get married to?
When I got married, you couldn't have told me that wasn't the one and it was forever. Like, I never for a second when I was newly in that situation. If you newly in the situation and you already having those kind of thoughts, then y'all need to postpone. Don't move forward until y'all get that resolved. Postpone. Tell everybody JK and postpone until you get that resolved. And I'm thinking the resolution to this is you need to go with the boss. And see, if the boss is single, go ahead and shoot your shot. Leave this other man alone.
And there's just a lot of questions that I have for their specific situation. Are you breaking the mic?
I'm not breaking it. It just,
what are you doing?
It came loose. Go ahead, keep talking. I'm listening.
as you mess up the audio, trying to fix the mic.
I just felt it. Like I felt it slide down.
What are you doing?
It just came loose. I can't.
What do you mean it came loose?
I felt it slide down my shoulder.
I'm sorry to y'all at home.
This is what happens when you're like filming something live. It's not that serious.
Cause how you break it?
I did. I felt it slide down my arm. See, you can't.
Okay, there we go.
You're blaming me. Maybe I wasn't moving too much. Anyway, that'll make the blooper reel.
But after you just struggled for 20 minutes with the mic, let's move on to Ask a Gemini. Mm-hmm. And this is something that I was just debating with my coworkers about this the other day. So if y'all see this, I'm not calling y'all nasty, but I'm saying that there's some things that can be changed.
Girl, you need that job. Please don't make these people. Don't make these people.
No, I actually like my coworkers. But this person asked, and it made the shade room, so I'm like, we got to talk about it, because I'd be taking a little cue from the shade room sometimes about what's the it topics. But what is extremely unhygienic, but everyone seems to do it anyway? And I got a lot to get off my chest.
Okay, starting with the obvious, sitting on public toilets. Who is doing that?
Do people actually do that?
People do it all the time, and I know because.
But sometimes you see the feet hit the floor in a certain type of way, and you're you're sitting.
You can tell by the position of the feet. I'm not looking, but like if I'm right next to you, or when I'm walking in, and I can see, you can tell if somebody's sitting down. And you don't hear any toilet paper rolling to cover the seat.
Okay.
Paired with that, sitting on public toilets and using the bathroom without washing their hands. Like. People do that. People will literally run out of the bathroom so that people don't see them, which means they know they're doing something nasty. But they will run out of the bathroom to keep from washing their hands, and I don't understand.
I'll add to that. I know y'all saw it years ago, and it stuck with us for life. Those hand dryers are nasty, especially the ones that are at the movie theaters where you gotta stick your hand.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Adding to the list, I actually have it written down because I would forget otherwise. Something that Black people do all the time, leaving food out all day.
Yeah. You cannot
it's
defrost on the counter.
And you've cooked a Thanksgiving breakfast, and it's now dinner, and the food is still out.
There's two aspects of that. There's the before the food is cooked, leaving it out on the counter to defrost. You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to put it in the refrigerator and let it defrost slowly. So plan ahead. Do not try to take it out in the morning and leave it sitting out. That's the first part. But then once it's cooked, that all-day Thanksgiving feast that you cook it and it's
our
out all
family
day
is
and people
guilty
going
of
back
it.
and getting seconds and thirds
But
and fourths, it's
and
not
at the
unless
end-
it's heated.
At the end of the day, if my grandma does it, am I still gonna eat the food? Absolutely.
Yeah, well,
but it probably isn't
It's
the
not
safest
healthy.
thing ever.
We might be losing a couple of years off our lives, but
We might be catching a little Ebola, but it's fine
well,
because the food is
not
good.
Ebola. Oh my God.
Something else that has to do with food. Eating behind other people. If your mouth has been on it, unless you were my boyfriend, I'm not eating it. I'm not eating after you either.
No, ma'am.
I'm really
No, ma'am.
strict.
I used to tell everybody, until you got your first boyfriend, if you ate it and handed it to me, I would eat it, wouldn't think anything of it. As soon as I found out you had a boo, that ended, baby. That ended. Because, no, ma'am, I don't want to kiss him. I don't want to. No, ma'am.
And see, that's the only reason we can swap food. Not us.
Yeah.
But me and him can swap food like nobody, because I already got your drink anyway.
But
it's
up
already,
until when you told me you had a boyfriend, they was like, okay, now I can.
But see, what's crazy
you
is
can hand me something on the same spoon, and I would.
Everyone, because I was the homebody in the house, and they knew I
The
didn't eat
whole
after.
family, you were the only
Everybody would
person.
eat after me
Everybody
because
would
they
eat
knew I didn't have no germs. My friends would eat after me because I didn't have no germs.
now,
Y'all started acting funny.
Yeah, no,
after
and
our
I see
relationship.
friends and stuff hand each other. Can I have
No.
a drink of your? No, you can't.
I love my friends, but they think that because we all love each other, that y'all have told me what y'all have done. I'm not eating after
even
you.
to the point that if I leave a drink somewhere or leave something somewhere and come back and I'm not sure if somebody else bothered it, I don't want it anymore. I don't want it.
Also, I'll add to that, just because it's a baby, still don't want to eat
Little
your
kids,
food.
yeah, because, honey, if you wanted to get into a scrap with me, let me see you try to hand my child something you drink out of.
No, I'm saying I'm not eating after the baby.
Yeah, because I've witnessed,
Everybody in
other
the family
members,
eats after the baby. No.
Try that if you want to.
I love my cousins to pieces. Don't want you handing me food, and I don't want you breathing over my food while I'm eating.
Well, it depends on what you mean by hand. Like food.
No,
that
I'm saying
they
have a little
directly.
Gummy. They have some gummies, and they're just like, "You want some?"
No, you gotta dump that in my hand out of the package.
Good.
And see, we grew up doing this before I got very germophobic. I don't want a family bag of chips. Pour it on a napkin. Pour it on a bowl.
As long as everyone's hands are clean, that don't bother me that much.
No, that bothers me.
I can share chips with people.
I would probably do that before I would do some of the other ones. But I would prefer if we come into this knowing that we're going to share this, pour some out on a napkin or something. Don't be sticking your hand in there because I don't know.
When people assume that because we all familiar, we all friends, they can double dip.
Oh, no,
at the point that I see your chip touch the dip more than one time, I don't want it.
That's why the restaurants give you each person a little container. When they bring the guacamole or the sauce or whatever, that's why they give you the little individual thing so that nobody's double dipping.
I remember one time, and hopefully this person don't see this, but if they do, oh well, because we're not tight like that. But sorry if this hurts your feelings. But I remember one time, I was at the gym. I was still at college. Go Bulls. I was at the gym, at the rec, if y'all know where the rec is, if y'all have been to USF or have gone to USF. And I was working out with a group of friends. I say, I want a protein shake. I stop what I'm doing. I walk upstairs to where the protein shakes are, and I specifically wanted the strawberry Fairlife protein shake. And it was only for whatever reason at select places during that time. I don't know. You couldn't just go in the store and just find it easily. And they had it at the rec. So when I was at the rec, I go get my Fairlife protein shake while I'm working out. Give me some energy. Everyone hears me say this. I asked, does anyone want to join me walking up here to get the protein shake? No, I'm good. I walk up, I get it, I come back. One of my group mates is just like, can I have some? You could have gotten one, but so I'm just like, I want to say no, but they're begging.
I would have said no.
They're looking at me like,
let me drink what I want, and then you can have the rest.
But for whatever reason, I say yes, thinking that they're gonna water fountain, thinking that they're gonna
out of it.
Lips to think. Then try to. I said no.
No, we done.
No.
Before I forget.
And my other friends who knew me knew.
No. And that was presumptuous. You don't put your lips on somebody else and you're supposed to water fountain. I was gonna say, and this drives me crazy. People that sample produce in the store. Do y'all know how many hands have touched those grapes
Like
or
the
whatever
grapes
to
and
get them to that store? Do you know how many pesticides can be on it? Do you know, like, so, yeah, and then also, I'm seeing the people that work in the store, like, putting this, actively handling this stuff. No, you're not gonna ever catch me.
No.
Now, the only kind of produce or something that I'll eat that's been handled in the store is something like a banana because, you know,
Yeah.
peel, you gotta test the banana. But like people eating the grapes and trying the cherries and trying to this and that, nasty.
And also, you're low-key stealing. But that's just me being a
yeah,
goose
because
issues.
I have seen some people stand there and get full off of sampling the grapes, and if they get arrested, I think they deserve it because you are stealing when you do that. Or I've even seen people get the package of grapes, put it in their cart, but then they're snacking on them the whole time before they get to the register. You stealing.
But something else that I saw trending, because this lady got on TikTok and told everybody her business of saying that she maybe takes 2 showers a week. Not taking 2 showers a day.
2 showers a week?
You need a morning and a night shower, and I will stand on. And if you're not gonna do both,
at least
the night shower is the most important.
Bed.
It is the most important thing to do.
If you a girl, how you not bathing but twice a week? Who?
Because on one of them weeks,
who dating her?
On one of them weeks, no. I will also say, and this is what my coworkers thought I was being so extra about.
Oh yeah,
I don't know how we got on the subject, but we got on the subject of like showering and like cleanliness habits or whatever. And I said you need at least 3 washcloths. Everybody looked at me like I had 3 heads. I'm just like, what? What's the issue?
Yeah.
You need 3 washcloths. You need 1.
I'm gonna say 2. You go ahead and say why.
Well, I use an exfoliator for my face outside of the shower just because I like to do my skincare outside of the shower. You need a face, something. A loofah, a washcloth, an exfoliator, something. Then you need something for a full body. I like to use the exfoliating body gloves. Use whatever you like.
People are you telling way too much of business, but
this is my culture. I'm teaching people how to be clean.
Okay, go ahead.
Then you need something for them parts.
Yeah.
You need something different for your delicate areas.
See, I say 2 because, like you said, the parts, the gloves or whatever washcloth for the full body. But I only use my hands for my face.
Okay, well
I don't need that third. I don't need that third washcloth because I use my hands for my face.
Going from to is just to me that's nasty.
Yeah.
To me that's not. That's
Mhm.
nasty. You also need a special soap for different things. You need a face soap. You need a body soap. You need a delicate soap.
Because some households might not be able to be getting all these extra things.
Well, that's true. But if you can get it, get it.
And I'm gonna land on this. Just please bathe. Bathe daily. If you bathe daily, I'll be cool with that. However you bathe, just bathe daily. That's all I need.
My last thing on my list is, to me, it's dirty to get into your bed without a fresh shower. I don't get into my bed without a fresh shower.
If I could be, and you know it, I could be sick. I could be about to die.
I will sleep on the floor.
If I come home and I'm too tired or I don't feel good enough to take a shower, I'm on the sofa or the floor until I get energy to go in and take a shower and then get in my bed. I'm not getting in my bed without taking a bath. I'm just not.
And you just got to.
I'm just not, because
I don't even like.
Imagine all the street germs and stuff that you bringing home. I'm not even gonna sit, like, you know, I don't even allow you to come and sit on my bed fully dressed or anything if you've been outside. Because even some allergists will tell you that because you're picking up pollen and dust and stuff outside, it's not good to go to bed without taking a shower or bathing. But just, I can't sleep like that. I can't.
I feel nasty. I can't
As
like
my dad
a
used to
midday
say,
nap.
I feel the dirt crawling. I can't go to sleep.
I even if I'm taking a midday nap, I gotta hop in that shower. And I
could have just taken a shower and
if I go outside
and I gotta go somewhere. Well, I'm taking another one. That's gonna be a 3-shower day. Like I'm not.
Yeah, and you gotta be clean.
I'm not trying to judge, but I'm judging.
Honorable mention is, and this is really gonna get on people's nerves. I think taking a bath is nasty, but.
Now you know what?
I will never
forget. I prefer a shower over a bath, but like I said, just bathe somehow.
I'm pretty sure it was iCarly.
It was
years ago
when Carly said, "You're sitting in your own wet dirt."
I took that with me to adulthood. I don't take baths unless I'm just taking a bath for the aesthetic and the feeling of lounging.
Yeah.
A bath is a little bit dirty.
Yeah. I mean, I grew up because you're young. Not everybody, especially in African American community, had households with showers in them. Yeah, like it was Like my grandmother in her house, which my grandfather built, there was no shower. There was just a tub. So there are certain households that didn't have the option of a shower. But most of my life, I would say at least from age 7, because that's when we moved on carbon. So at least age 7 on, we always had shower options. And once we had the shower options, that's what we did. But some households don't have shower, believe it or not. Oh. Older houses didn't have them, and some houses.
I wouldn't.
But get in some water with some soap every day is all I ask, please. Make sure
I'm not even gonna get into how you need some perfumes and some body oils.
Like I said,
I'm not even gonna get into all that.
But like, just bathe, And if you can't bathe, I almost said what they say in the streets.
Oh my God!
But there are certain areas you need to hit. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Just if you can't take a full bath, hit them areas.
Take a yard tool bath.
Yeah, because I almost said that and I caught myself. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
I mean,
or Whoopi Goldberg calls it a PTA. I'm going to let y'all figure it out for females.
Anyway. we're finna wrap this up.
But I'm going to leave that right there. We're going to keep
on to our Gemini gems.
Okay. I forgot what we did.
You forgot.
Oh, wait. No, give me a hint because I forgot for real. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So, my Gemini gem that I clearly forgot. Wipe up. We were talking about hygiene and stuff. Take a wet wipe, not a soaking wet wipe, but like a disinfectant wipe, and wipe your laptop keyboard off.
All of the stuff at work.
You need to, because you go from touching the doorknob to touching this, touching that, elevator buttons, whatever. Periodically, I would say at least once a day, and especially if you're the type of person that works in like snacks at the same time, wipe your keyboard off, because it might keep you from catching something, a cold.
Yeah.
Or,
and I feel like most jobs supply you with cleaning stuff.
And if they don't, just don't.
At school, you need to be doing it at school.
Yeah, and especially if you use, like at the public library, you can go and use it. If you touch any public device, if I hand somebody my phone at a restaurant or something, or I have to hand somebody my phone to show me something, whatever, I'm gonna disinfect that phone. Yeah.
And then mine is because I love my Stanley. It keeps me hydrated. Yo, remember to clean out that straw. Don't just let water run through it. Get a straw cleaner.
You need a straw
cleaner.
Clean
it out.
And switch out the straw from time to time.
Yeah.
Don't, like, if you got a Stanley cup you had for 5 years, you should have a new straw by now. Like, come on now, because that straw bacteria can hide in all those little crevices and stuff. You need to.
And you don't have to buy a Stanley, but also don't be reusing water bottles.
Yeah. Some people think because it's just water, they just keep refilling. Yeah, there was a lady on a TV show one time that said that she had the same water bottle and had it for some years.
Anyway,
and she never washed it. It's like, girl, you okay?
She must have been cousins with that lady that was cooking lasagna in the dishwasher.
She felt like it was water, so it wasn't. No, but you need to wash those things. If it's reusable, it still needs to be washed regularly.
Well, after we just gave a bunch of unsolicited advice,
people gonna drag us. But come on, I'm ready. They gonna drag
y'all
us.
probably stank. I'm just playing.
I don't know, raised her. I don't.